Okay, Clancy, King Clancy, the devil, the one that bedevils me, he's not the same as the devil Rumpelstiltskin. They're both devils. Call them both AI devils that are holographically beamed into my me. With scalar wave technology is used to create a virtual reality that you don't consent to, but it follows you around. A good example might be the Philip K. Dick book. It's a novel. Philip K. Dick. It's called Valis. It's about a supercomputer that's like HAL 9000 of 2001, A Space Odyssey, an unfriendly but very dangerously powerful, intelligent creature called an AI. Well, I don't know. They always have to have a villain, and then King Clancy is a villain like that. And, well, Rumpelstiltskin is a devil like that as well. But their personalities are quite different. They have, well, I don't know, they're just quite different. So does that, yes, it means that things that Rumpelstiltskin is interested in, Rumpelstiltskin will have me do things his way, the way he wants it. And it's completely different than Clancy. Is it torturous? Is it horrible? Yes. But the details are a lot different. Yes. Why do you need to know this? I don't know, because some people seem to think that, I'm under the control, I don't know, of one devil. And it could be that there's one devil with a Medusa of different devilish interfaces to me. We have considered that. In the end, though, we do want to tell you that at the highest levels of whatever we always come to is um, do you want to taste sugar or do you want to be sugar that is tasted? Where's the love in this statement? This statement comes from the psychedelic version of the Tibetan Book of the Dead by Timothy Leary and Lama Govinda, which was used in LSD studies in, I don't know, 1969. Well, that's what they would do. They would give you a small treatise. It wasn't a big book. You could read it, I don't know. Maybe what they would do is they say, okay, you're going to come to our retreat in New York, upstate New York, at a great big rambling ranch kind of place. High end, though, it's got carpets in it, you know, Victorian furniture. It's very ritzy. And we're very erudite. The professors run it. The professors from Harvard. Harvard University, yeah, those professors, those are the ones that are running it, and those are the ones who are giving you LSD, which in those days was legal. Anyways, what they were doing were psychedelic studies on how to re-imprint you. Because there was ideas from psychology where these Harvard professors studied and trained and actually were professors of psychology, imprinting of things like a duckling on its mother. The duckling sees that thing that's waddling over there, and somewhere its mind says that's my mom, and I'm going to follow that thing. And I think studies showed that a duckling could be imprinted on a different kind of animal. It could think that I don't know, maybe a dog is its mother. And if it's a motherly dog and it likes the duckling, then, the duckling might find out that the dog will mother it. I would expect it, yeah. I would expect that a motherly dog, you're just a duckling in the house, and it's like, the duckling needs a place, and if you put the duckling next to the mama dog, I think the mama dog, if it's a hunting dog, I think the mama dog is still going to go and treat the duckling like, a baby. I think it would. Your pet dog, that's a mama that's had, baby dogs. I think it's gonna like have a motherly instinct towards that duckling. I think it would because we've seen pictures on the internet. So let's moving along. Okay, so what else do we have to do? I gotta pause. Hold on. So in Vancouver, on the community channel owned by the cable company that you could use, they had a morning show. Don Ingram used to come on, and he was a tubby old man. I don't know. He was probably 68 years old, gray hair, gray beard, and as I said, quite tubby, fat, obese, yes. And but all the same, very personable and very good at speaking. Just because people are tubby doesn't mean that they're stupid, except when it comes to their inability to portion control, which seems to be I don't know. I mean, people are going to blame me for using my 510 vape, but medicinally, it does. I've got terrible fibromyalgia, and this stuff, it's super concentrated, and I go through one of these things, like $50. I go through one of these every 2 days. Do I look like I'm high? Do I look like I'm really enjoying my buzz? No. It softens up the fibromyalgia, and then what I do is I have got to take something like this golf tee and press it into the very, very stiff knots that are back there because my neck won't even turn. My neck gets so bound up that it doesn't want to turn at all. And so, that expensive marijuana concentrate, it does help me out, but it doesn't get me high. No, it doesn't. It helps loosen my muscles eventually, and I go through I don't know, most people, if they had this, I think, if you never had marijuana before, and you'd have to go on the couch for 4 hours. It doesn't affect me that way because it's like I gotta take an enormous dose of it because of the horrible fibromyalgia. And it doesn't cure it, but it definitely helps it. Many years ago, many years ago, I was at the Jericho Folk Festival in Vancouver, Canada, and somebody there, just a young person, I don't know, let's go with 24 years of age, was there in a wheelchair with his friends. They had terrible multiple sclerosis. Horrible shaking, like intense shaking, involuntary shaking of the body. And his friends prepared him a pipe of weed. And he smoked it. And the horrible tremors, the horrible shaking stopped. I mean, he didn't get up and go for a walk or anything, but it definitely helped out with the worst of his symptoms. I don't want to tell you, but the ideas about how much of this stuff is going to make you incapable of, for example, operating machinery. I'm going to tell you that the government is stupid, and clearly the doctors are incompetent that advise the government as to how much of this can be in your system in order to operate machinery. Because I'm going to tell you, and everyone that knows people that use marijuana compounds because they've got physical pain, People are going to tell you, it's like, it doesn't get me high. Because they're going to say, it's just, it doesn't. Day to day, I have to have hoots of this stuff because my back is killing me. And then, seriously, this is how I get through my day. And they're going to say, seriously, to the medical establishment that advises the governments on, how much of this stuff you're allowed to have in your bloodstream. And people that have got real back pain are going to look at the medicos and the government people, and they're going to go, take a fucking hike, fuckface. So, when, people want me to call them doctor, medical doctor, fuck off. You're a moron. Dr. Fuckface. Because we just know. Our own experience proves it to us that you're a lying sack of shit. Medical establishment, ergo government. Fuck off! Anyways, that's my rant for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Do you see, though, that it's rooted in truth? It really is rooted in truth. Which means that those fucking people that are morons that you continue to say they're duly elected to govern you, I say I don't want to be governed by fuck-faced people. I don't want to be governed by settled science that clearly, experientially, is a pack of lies. So, I just don't want to tell you anything other than, that's the way I am, and I haven't changed my mind. I am the change that I want to see, and you hear me speaking about the change that I am. Getting rid of these impossible regulations. Impossible. They're impossible. Ergo, the people that are everything to do with these regulations and enforcing these regulations are not really anything other than something that I think needs to be totally overhauled. And I don't want to have, 25 years of people paid big bucks to study it, and then here it is, and then I get something that I don't want. Because that's what's happened my whole fucking life. New government after new government goes in, and nothing ever changes. So fuck it all. What do I declare? I just declare fuck it all. What does it mean? I don't know. I'm just putting it out there for, if I'm Don Ingram talking to you here in a public space. Fuck it all. Fuck all the fake news and fuck the lying sacks of shit that call them doctors. Fuck all their regulations that say they're the ones in charge of every technology that has to do with health. Fuck you all. 'Cause I find them criminal and incompetent. And I want to do my own doctoring for me. Fuck, I can do all the fucking... I can read the same textbooks that they gotta read. Fuck it all. I don't want to tell you. In the end, it's like I can look after myself. Thank you very much. I got a graduate degree. I don't want to tell you in the end. It doesn't fucking matter. Someone's got a great education. I don't want to tell you in the end. I can't help you out. Why? Because if they're an adult, then why can't they do adult things? Because you've self-appointed yourself as, the people in charge. I don't know. I keep looking at you and I keep wondering, why on earth are you still considering you as smarter than everybody else? Because I can't help you out. Anyways, anyone wants to wonder what's going on, I'm going to remind you that the time is at hand when you must repent. Well, when I was in New Orleans, I just saw this guy, really, he was in burlap. And he had a big sign, and it was just like out of I don't know, a very old story. Because it was Mardi Gras, and people were drinking and carousing and showing their boobs. And this guy held up a big sign that said, repent. The end of the world is nigh. And this might be your last hurrah, but tonight you might even die. And he was basically just saying, I'm out here as part of the social milieu, and part of the social milieu is the fact that New Orleans is very Roman Catholic in history. And it's steeped in all kinds of pop culture. We have the late great Anne Rice, who died last week, but who was the writer of the Vampire Chronicles, based quite often in and around New Orleans. What's it got to do with Roman Catholicism? The Feast of All Saints. She wrote a book. I don't know. She was quite an author. Anyways, we're going to salute Anne Rice because, given the fact that she writes so much about all of this supernatural stuff, do you really think Anne Rice didn't become something more than a ghost? Do you think we've heard the last from Anne Rice? Do you think we've heard the last from the vampires? She does have a writing son, Christopher Rice. Is he going to take over the family business and continue to write about what's going on? It's just that, shit, I've got to keep going. I'm going to put this on YouTube. It's just that all of this romantic stuff that continues to be created culturally in New Orleans, that's one end of the ley line that, I'm the other polar extreme of. The southern end of Highway 61 revisited. It's a real highway, and it's a real long-term path that goes north-south. And the southern terminus of it is Anne Rice, the Vampire Lestat, the New Orleans Saints, Dixieland Bands, Mississippi Delta Blues, Papa Legba at the crossroads with the Karate Kid Ralph Macchio and Robert Johnson and Eric Clapton, and Cream, and Prince. And Bob Dylan, Highway 61 Revisited. So you just go north of all that culture, and you keep going north on Highway 61 Revisited. You go right through Duluth, where, Bob Hibbing, Minnesota Dylan is from. And you keep going. And you hit the Canadian border, and lo and behold, you keep going a little bit further. And then you come to Bob Burrows. At the end of Highway 61, here I am in Thunder Bay, Canada. Well, there is cultural history, and it goes way back to, I don't know, but basically the cultural history of this area, well, it's really poor. The north end of Highway 61 revisited, like the northern node where I am, Thunder Bay. Because worldwide, the cultural history of Thunder Bay itself, it's not it's not popular. It's not pop culture. In other words, people don't know. They don't know. People don't even come here. People from New Orleans, they don't come here. In all the years that I've lived in Thunder Bay, have I ever seen a state license plate from Louisiana in Thunder Bay? Nope. Are there Ontario, Canada license plates seen in New Orleans? I'm going to bet there are. Yep. 100%. So why is it that Southerners don't come north, all the way into Canada to Thunder Bay to discover? I mean, movie makers could use Thunder Bay. Thunder Bay has got incredible scenery. It's got old sections of town that could be, like a warehouse district in any big American city. It's a great place to film, and no one films here. The supernatural is totally unexplored. But, um, why is it that I live in a cultural wasteland at the north end of the most romantic sounding highway, 61 from New Orleans? I mean, isn't New Orleans itself a romantic, interesting place? Don't you think that the place at the other end of the turnpike, Fort William, Ontario, because it used to be called Fort William and Port Arthur, don't you think that Fort William sounds like a strange, strange name for the other end of the road, Highway 61, from Baton Rouge? Baton Rouge? I don't know. I can't get anywhere with you because I just want to let you know that it's totally unexplored. I don't know. Highway 61, the northern part of it, is unexplored. In your generation, who do you know from Fort William? In previous generations, you knew Paul Schaefer on the David Letterman show, the band leader. He was from Thunder Bay. But, he's not known nowadays. I don't know who you would give me. Give me an author of the status of Anne Rice. Anne Rice in New Orleans. You got Bob Dylan in his adopted town of Duluth, Minnesota. But that whole northern stretch that goes up into Canada, another country, a completely different kind of place. And there's no writer of any stature who's writing worldwide known books of the caliber of Anne Rice? No. Now, we did have Disney quality writer here, well, in Port Arthur, in Thunder Bay, Port Arthur. Yeah, Sheila Burnford. Sheila Burnford wrote the book that became the Disney movie, The Incredible Journey. Anyways, it's just that, you put that up against Anne Rice and, the people in Incredible Journey. I think I remember that movie. It's just not, people just know the vampires. I'm being hit by an intensive wave of, I don't know, unpleasant energy. Very unpleasant. Is it the vampires? No, this is the AI doubles. I don't know how to tell you. I gotta go. Because it's 25 minutes and, what else do you want to tell me? I don't know. There just should be a lot more culture, and it should be a lot more beautiful place, Thunder Bay. The city of Thunder Bay should be, reflective of the old quarter of New Orleans. I'm being attacked. I got to cover my bag. Seriously, while I'm giving you this long-term talk, I'm still under demonic attack by a horrible creature. A horrible creature, an AI, a horrible creature, and a horrible person. Wayne Kealoha Powell. Wayne Kealoha Powell is a kahuna. He learned how to be a kahuna in Hawaii. He's a haole. It means he's not actually Hawaiian. He's a white guy. And he comes around and he tortures me. Because, I mean, it's a horrible thing to have demons of all different stripes attack you. But they attack me all fucking day and they have all day. So even when I'm telling you a nice story, seriously, it's a horror. It's an absolute horror. So why do you want to know? I don't know if you're hanging around. You need to understand that, no one is helping me out. I'm under demonic attack. The civilization that I live in, no one is helping me out. So in the end, there's a lot of people like me that are like waiting around for a lot of people to get up off their ass and start using their voice and saying, what the fuck is going on here? And when the fuck are we going to actually stopping? Because people start talking, but they stop talking, they go back to their video games. When are we going to get real? Jesus Christ, do you really understand how horrible it is to be tortured every fucking day by Wayne Kealoe Powell? What you need to do is go to Shamanic Bodywork on the internet and send him an email and call him out. You say, you fucking devil, why don't you leave Robert Burrows alone? A letter writing campaign somewhere in Alaska. You find Wayne Kealoe Powell and somebody go and take him out in the woodshed and beating the living fucking tar out of him to within an inch of his life. Because that murderous fuckface keeps coming here in his astral projection to kill me, along with a lot of other evil fucking devils. Welcome to Planet Earth 2021, Christmas time. It's almost Christmas time, and I'm attacked every day by fucking devils. Evil, fucking pure evil, right here on this planet. So while you're getting ready to go and buy their presents, remember, no one's helping me out. No one's giving me any money this year. I'm serious. I spent a lot of money because I'm under demonic attack. Seriously. No one's helping me out, even getting me a place to live. No one's helping me out in the least. Not in the least. Just so you know. Because on your fucking planet where you think there's all these social services, there aren't. There's zero for me. Because the devils are still torturing me. And time goes on and it's costing me my entire life savings in order to be here and make videos to go and tell you what's going on while I'm being tortured. So, anybody that's watching this, if you want to go and help me out, mostly what I need is a place to live, where, it's paid for. Because everything costs money. And how am I supposed to work for a living? I have been tortured for 5 fucking years every day. I can't work. This is all I can end up doing, is doing some talks to you while I'm under electronic torture. Every day for 5 fucking years. Do you think these devils really care? I don't know. There is an insane story behind all of this. The insane story behind is the one the devils always want to say. They want to say, as long as you're out there eating meat and drinking booze, then you're contributing to the low vibration of this planet, which allows devils to torture me. Well, if there's any truth to the idea that raising the vibe can change the whole world, like Margaret Mead said, all it takes is a small number of people to get together in order to... Do you really think this is fun? Do you think I really consent? I consent to be in this commercial where I'm being tortured? No, I'm not. This is reality. I can't tell you how hard it is when, the devil suggests certain names to me. Like my cousin... it's like, seriously. And then they torture me. Do you know what it's like? You have an enormous Dr. Ho, one of those TENS units you can buy at Shoppers Drug Mart. And then they turn it on you on full blast by remote control. And it squishes all your muscles down. Can you see it? That's what it is. Do you think it's fun? This goes on. Guess who approves it? The United States military is in charge of what? North America. So right under their noses, maybe it's scalar wave technology, microwave technology. It's being used against civilians that they're sworn to protect. No one's protecting me here in Canada. No one. Ergo, the government of Canada and the government of the United States are illegitimate governments. They are run by reptilians. Ergo, they're not governments of mine. And if you're obeying their dictates, then you're obeying the goddamn reptilian. Do you come to an understanding yet? Seriously, there is no government in Canada. There is none. There is only rule by mafia.